Flick on the far. This combo's worked well for them before, but as soon as they see the defensive setup, they will just simply swap it away. Crucial time lost here for the Outlaws.
GOATs. The start of an era that absolutely murdered OpenQ. With all the alphas and beta tests we've seen from MarvelRivals already, we're gaining more and more information on how NetEase wants to see their game progress from a lens of competition and fun, granting us a ranked mode in all of their tests as well as a full-blown streamed tournament mode. It's extremely clear NetEase has their mindset on bringing us a strong competitive foundation to stand on. However, the biggest deal breaker in my mind right now has to be role queue to OpenQ. I saw a comment on my how to find your main role video the other day, and it stated, the real answer is that you should be as flexible as possible and not main a role, especially since it's an OpenQ game. And it made me completely rethink how I went about learning a game like League of Legends. Yeah, okay, League of Legends, I know. It's a good comparison though, it'll all come full circle. Just bear with me, man, come on. I was always extremely ignorant with my views on League, especially when I got to Challenger Plus. I always just thought, man, what's the point of me having to learn new roles to play since I'm so good at this one? I spend so much time on one role individually, and I'll think to myself, well shit, that's all I need, especially if I'm able to climb higher and higher up the ladder. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? But that was extremely untrue. The difference in how I thought about League was night and day when I took the time to learn the jungle role in the game. Jungle role essentially goes around helping each individual lane by staying hidden and surprise attacking opponents when least expected. But if you can learn the jungle role, the surprise attacks are no longer a surprise. You know when the champion in the jungle excels enough to go for a play like that, and you understand how damaging the plays can be for that role if they're making them at the wrong timers. I look back now, and if I could tell myself any piece of advice, it would be stay open-minded. I had all the time in the world to go and learn new roles, play them, but instead I wanted to see a number on a leaderboard go up instead of gaining knowledge. But reading back what I just said, I'm someone who fits a niche. I want to get better, I want to play ranked, and I had the spare time to do all that. But what happens if you don't? What happens if you're someone who just wants to come on casually, play your favorite hero or villain for a few hours? Does that affect you as much as it did to me? Does that change your mind on how you view this game enough to dissuade you from playing it? From the beginning alpha tests, it was extremely clear who everyone had their mindset on playing, and it for sure wasn't the vanguards or the strategists. We had players locking in champions no matter what, because who cares? It's an alpha. Have fun and do what you can to allow yourself to learn the game faster while also enjoying yourself. Clearly there is a meta to the game being laid out with 2-2-2, 2 tanks, 2 duelists, 2 strategists, but 9 times out of 10, someone isn't going to have their way based on who they want to play, and that's going to be showcased in their attitude or gameplay. Either way, you're losing out on one side. With that being said, I definitely had a worse experience going into the alpha than the beta. It was clear players just locking in whatever they wanted was my biggest issue with the game at the moment, but obviously that was going to be fixed by a drastic player base increase when the game fully came out. So, I just used that to my advantage. I became a fill player, someone who essentially just will play whatever everyone else isn't, to allow myself to climb the ranks faster while at the same time learning what the strengths and weaknesses are to a new role. Now for me, those are the two biggest complaints and pluses I have for OpenQ. The idea that you will inevitably get better faster by being forced to do more than just play one role to your desired rank, while at the same time potentially pushing away casual players. I think a lot of players' initial reaction to OpenQ plus 6 vs 6 being added back was GOATs. But this isn't Overwatch. Meta in any game can single-handedly turn competition from a breath of fresh air to some of the most toxic gameplay in the click of a button. That's not only for tournaments, but ranked mode just in general. In MarvelRivals, the tier lists that were made, in my opinion, were extremely one-sided because no one was ever factoring in the literal most important game-changing fit to the game in comparison to other battle shooters. Team-ups. Beside the basic ones that can be scaled out, like Rocket's infinite ammo, or Magneto's insanely strong sword, for my ears, there's nobody ever talking about the other bonuses that were in the game that were just as strong, if not stronger. You have the revives from Star-Lord, Mantis, Thor, or Loki, CC from Luna plus Namor, or how about the symbiotic bond that helps Spider-Man not get one-shot by Punisher, or the other damage boosts that are built in the Storm, Captain America, and Thor. Team-ups are strictly the reason we cannot go into role queue. It's the reason this game won't be as meta-defined because there's so many different angles you can approach any situation. How you factor in strong spots isn't the same as this character does more damage, or this Vanguard's more tanky, or this strategist has more heals, especially when more champions are released. In my eyes, I feel like the meta for this game isn't going to be as surface level in the slightest. It's going to be more of a game like League of Legends, where you have so many damn options to choose from, you shouldn't be looking at it from one lens. Without the leeway of building different items like you can in League of Legends, your open-mindedness comes from changing your champions mid-game like you can in Overwatch. But with that being said, counterpicks become more prevalent and one-dimensional in battle shooters. But by adding the extra layer on top with team-ups, you remove the surface level of thinking, I pick monkey champion to dive sniper! Sniper die! Okay, go ahead, dive the Punisher. He'll have infinite ammo and he'll one-shot whoever's diving him, and that's what makes it more fun. You have more things to worry about, more things to keep your brain occupied, and more ways to counter meta-defined bullshit. The best takeaway from all this is the hope that we do get an immense arsenal of champions like in League. I believe Riot Games' way of thinking, dropping more and more champions, has kept the game fresh, and it's clear with the amount of time and energy a company like NetEase can save by not having to come up with different lore, hero looks, or special powers. Heroes will be released a lot quicker than their counterpart, Overwatch. Hopefully with those extra options being added into the game, players can find more and more characters they mesh with that aren't just strictly in the role they prefer. With all that being said, I want to know your opinion. I'm someone who obsesses over the games I play, and I want to be the best no matter what. And it's not even close to the basic population of players that play games like these, so I believe my mindset's completely warped to one side. I want to know casual players' opinions. How does open queue feel when you just log on to play for a little bit? Competition always breeds a new monster inside of you. Sometimes you do what you have to instead of doing what you want to find success, and change isn't always the easiest. Thanks for watching.